Yo, how's it going, guys? Been a minute since I uploaded, but I kind of want to talk about why experimental music is important. And I guess this video is going to be more of like me expressing my love for experimental music. I know this is kind of out there, and I did mention in my last video that I'd be shifting away from my typical content and niching myself down to music, particularly music with mental health, which I still plan on doing. I do have quite a few videos lined up for that. So if you guys are interested in that, please, keep in tune. So, why is experimental music important even to begin with? Well, it's important for a number of reasons. Um, Experimental music pushes the boundaries of what is possible for many genres. Playboi Carti's Whole Lotta Red immediately comes to mind. I mean, just think about it. When you listen to the current hip hop landscape, a lot of it just sounds like straight up, we have so many Playboi Carti copycats and so many, they call it rage music. That's the kind of micro subgenre of trap music, which is rage music, which is essentially a hyper minimalist maximalist style. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but it essentially dumbs it down to a very simplistic version of hip hop, and people are very polarized about it, which kind of leads me to another point where typically, whenever experimental music comes out, people are very slow to catch on to it. Most of the time, people don't really like it, and they a lot of people think it sounds like crack, like it sounds like butt crack. It's like, oh, this is not good at all. But once give it a couple years and people start to catch on to it. We saw this with Whole Lotta Red, but we've seen this with many albums throughout time. One album that comes to mind is Black Sabbath's debut album. It's self-titled. When it came out, a lot of critics did not like it. They think it sounded horrible. But think about it now. It literally birthed a whole genre, heavy metal. Heavy metal would not exist if not for Black Sabbath, particularly their first two albums. The second album, which kind of really cemented heavy metal, um, it took a lot. It took a while for people to really catch on to heavy metal, and it eventually birthed into a whole category of genres. I like what JPEGMafia as well is doing a lot with in terms of production for hip hop. I think he's doing a lot of very interesting things right now compared to other artists. Um, I do find that with experimental music, it can be downright unlistenable for a lot of people, or it's not very like aux or casual or aux friendly, as I like to call it. Death Grips immediately comes to mind. Like basically all their albums. Whenever I try showing them to a friend, they're like, "What the hell is this crap? Like this sounds like garbage." But um, they take a little. I feel like experimental music takes a little bit of getting used to. You know, Trends come and go, and every we see this every so often where a new trend kind of arises in terms of music. It's kind of like with rage music. I feel like this trend needs to lead to somewhere at some point. It'll either evolve into a whole new genre or people are going to try to push that sound as far as they can take it before exploring another subgenre, right? I feel like there's a lot of room to explore, so many different combinations for different genres. Deafheaven's new album in particular, I've been, loving it so far. Lonely People with Power. It kind of combines this unusual dream pop with post metal and black metal with shoegaze elements. It's very hard to describe, but once you listen to it, you're like how the heck are they pulling this off? It sounds beautiful at one moment, and then at the other moment, it sounds like the heaviest record I've ever heard. Um, Kind of reminds me of Radiohead as well, like back in the day when they were really, really pushing the boundaries of what was possible with, art rock, I guess, incorporating electronic elements and jazz and all these other kind of unique genres into rock. Um, there's so much to do with combining different genres, and I think we're starting to see this a lot more in recent times. Shabuzi kind of comes to mind, combining country and hip hop. I don't think it sounds great, but I do appreciate what he's trying to do. Also, if you guys are interested in any of the albums that you see in the video or that I've mentioned, I will actually include them in the description below so you can go support their music, or if you guys are interested in exploring different kinds of music, I will put all that in the description below. And also, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Have a great day.